Welcome guys to this video. Here I will be talking about unpaid items on eBay. So you might have had the situation either with fixed pricing listings or with auctions that a buyer purchases the item and then does not pay and you do not receive the money. So there are two things you can do this in order to resolve the situation. So the first thing is manual, and then later I will talk about how you can do this automatically. So first of all, let's look at the unpaid item policy of eBay. So you can see that members must pay for the items they win or buy on eBay within 2 days of committing to the purchase. So that means that they have 2 days to pay up, and after those 2 days, you can take action. So that's the typical payment term. So there can be, of course, many situations in real life, such as they want to wait for the salary or something like that, but the policy states that they have 2 days. And then after those 2 days, you as a seller, you will be able to open up a case against the buyer if he still will not have paid you within those 2 days. So yeah, two days passes, and then when you open the case, the case will have to at least be open for 4 days, so giving them another 4 days to pay you as a seller, and then after those 4 days you will be able to close the case, and then you will be receive a final value credit, and you will also have the opportunity to relist this item. And as you can see here, the relist, eBay may also refund the insertion fee for the relisting. So quite convenient. So there will be 6 days in total for this process to take place before you will be able to relist the item. So 2 days, the initial 2 days for the buyer to pay, then you will open the case, 4 days will pass with the unpaid item case, and then you will close the case and relist the item. So that is the policy, and obviously such action will affect the buyer's account negatively. So it will be marked that he did not pay the item that he purchased. So there are, as I said, two ways. So let's go to the first one, which is resolving it yourself. So there is this page. I will be able to put a link in the description as well. So you can see that if it has been 2 full days since listing has ended, you can select report unpaid item. This lets us know that you are having problems and starts formal process of resolving the issue. We call this opening a case. You need to report a case within 32 days of the listing ending. So that means that you cannot wait 2 months after the listing ended and say you did not receive the money. So you would press here and then select the item that has not been paid and follow through the process. At the moment, I do not have such item, so I cannot show you this process. And as discussed previously, after opening a case, the buyer has 4 days to respond or pay for the item. On the 5th day, you can close the case by going to the resolution center and selecting receive fee credit, then close case on the following page. Under have you received payment from the buyer, select no. The unpaid item is then recorded on the buyer's account, and the final value fee will be credited back to you, and you can relist the item. It's important to close out any unpaid item cases. If you don't close an unpaid item case within 36 days, we'll close it for you, but you won't be eligible for a final value fee credit. So very important thing. That means that you have to be on track and keep this in mind. So this is the manual way, and I think that it's quite a hassle to do this. So you have to manually open the case, manually close the case, and then manually relist this unpaid item. So what you can do instead is what I have done in my account is to automate all of this process. So let's go and I can show you where this is done. Let's go to my account. Here I have gone into eBay selling and go to the account and site preferences. This will load up various settings that you can turn on and change. So I think that automatically this setting is turned off, so you have to turn on it manually. Here you can see Unpaid Item Assistant. Let eBay open and close unpaid item cases for you automatically. Here you can see the settings that I have enabled, but at the right side you can press edit. So let's go here and you can see here you can select yes or no thanks. So I have selected yes, and I highly recommend to do this. So I want Unpaid Item Assistant to open and close cases on my behalf. Open a case if payment hasn't been received, and you can select how long time you want to wait. So according to the policy, they have 2 days, and that's what I have selected. Essentially, as a seller, you do not want to keep an item unlisted because you are waiting for a payment. So I recommend to select the shortest possible period of time. The next setting is send me an email. So you will receive an email when they open a case, they close a case, and you can select not to receive it, but generally I want to know what is happening on my account. So I have opted that I would receive an email in such situations. The next option is automatically relist the item when the case is closed with no payment. So here you can see if you have a single quantity auction style or fixed price listing, they will automatically be relisted. If you have multiple quantity fixed price listings, the quantity will be automatically increased. When an item is relisted automatically, regular listing fees apply. So this depends on your situation. In my situation, I have many listings that I can list for free, and I never exceed that amount. So I have selected that eBay could automatically relist the item, but obviously you can select no if you want to track the insertion fees and so on, or just in general to keep track of in your Excel spreadsheet. When you listed the item, then you can select that you do not want to automatically relist this item. The next setting is automatically request for my eBay Giving Works donation fund. So I have selected no. Exclusion list, so that means that if you want to exclude some members from this unpaid item assistant, so maybe you have a long-term customer that you highly trust or something like that, then you would put their ID in this box. But I would generally say that it is very rare to use this exclusion list, and then press save. So basically what this has done is that the unpaid item assistant will open automatically the case after 2 days. Then the buyer will have 4 days to pay. And then after those 4 days, eBay will automatically close the case and automatically relist my item. So as I said, I think that this is the best way to deal with unpaid items rather than doing it manually. And I would recommend that you would turn on this setting as well. So thank you for watching. If this helped you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and also check out my other tutorials related to eBay. I'm always uploading more content like this. If you have any comments, suggestions, put them down below. I read through all of the comments and try to reply to all of them. See you guys in my next video.